my name is Alain Rabeau. I'm a senior consultant with the Innersol Group. The topic I'll be talking about today is called change. Work with it, not against it. Tip number one, and this may sound self-evident, but it's not. All organizational change is personal change. So organizational change is a whole bunch of things. And to put it quickly, it's changes to people, changes to purpose, changes to process. And the reality that we experience a change in our organization, it has an impact on us as individuals, and we will all react to it differently. And the reaction as a leader is important to take note of because it gives you some indications as to how you need to react as a leader and what measures you need to put into place. Tip number two, a lot of leaders fail what I'm going to coin here as taking charge of the narrative. A narrative is the story we tell about ourselves, about our organizations. But a change situation has its own narrative. And as a leader, you and those that you work closely with on your leadership team have to shape that narrative. But more importantly, you gotta have a common narrative. You cannot be, as a chair of an association, have a different narrative than your vice chair. That's a recipe for disaster, because then in other words, we get mixed messages from that, and not taking charge of that narrative, not documenting that narrative, and not evolving that narrative over time is at your own peril. So as leaders, you need to take charge, take shape of the narrative. Tip number three is there can be a recipe to, as a leader, to implement change. And when I say can be, is that it's not a one-size-fits-all. And the reality in change is that it's really a messy road, and there's not a clear roadmap. Changes are things that differ from one another. They're not the same, so it's not one size fits all. So that's change. Work with it, not against it.